What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got an update on safety Rod Moore as he continues to work his way back. Plus, Michigan true freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood discusses summer workouts, the new Michigan offense, and why he feels even more explosive and faster than he usually does, even with his added weight since arriving at Michigan. We also go over some big news on linebacker recruiting for the Wolverines, the latest on DQ Forkpa and Nick Abrams, and we go over some Michigan commits who moved up and down in the latest Rivals rankings. We go over all that and more in this video, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so I first wanted to start by giving an update on Michigan safety Rod Moore as he continues to work his way back after tearing his ACL, and then also getting a second surgery for meniscus repair that also set him back a bit more, but he's continued to rehab. And obviously Michigan football currently in summer workouts right now, and according to Chris Ballas of On3 and The Wolverine, Rod Moore continues to work his way back, and he also told John Borton that he was expected back and fully healthy by the end of July. His ACL tear seems to be back to 100%, but, again, that second surgery for meniscus repair did set him back, and he's continuing to rehab. But Rod Moore's presence for this defense and in the secondary this upcoming season for Michigan will be absolutely huge. I mean, he's going to be a leader for the defense and in the secondary, and he plans to be there and is on track, it seems, right now. And according to Chris Ballas of On3 and The Wolverine, one insider did say that I don't see why he can't be the player he was before. Injuries don't slow you down as much as they used to, and by the time we get to the season, it will be a year and a half or so, so that's ample time to get the strength and speed back. So that's an update on Rod Moore, and obviously, hopefully, he is fully healthy by the end of July, can participate in fall camp and can get back to speed here throughout the season. I mean, he's got to be itching to just get back out there, and you kind of feel for him, but hopefully he does get back out there and he gets back to his old self. And then Bryce Underwood also did speak to the Wolverine as, he talked about summer camp right now, and obviously going through winter workouts, spring practices, but he's taken bigger strides this summer. He said it's going good. Competing every single day with some of the best guys around the country has been a great opportunity for me. I'm getting more comfortable with everything, with the players, the coaches, and speaking on Chip Lindsey, he said he's a great play caller and everything like that. He just motivates me every day to be the best I can be. And he spoke on the offense. He said it will definitely be a big change and potentially more fast-paced offense for Michigan. He said, us getting ready before the defenders is definitely one of our biggest things. And he also spoke highly on the wide receivers in the wide receiver room, more in particular, Donovan McCulley and Frederick Moore, and then also the running back duo of Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall. And he did reveal that he came in at 215 to Michigan, but he said, I weigh 230 right now, as he's already seen a big difference working with strength coach Justin Trez and the strength and conditioning staff. He said, I feel like it's made me more explosive. They help with our speed and everything like that, so I feel faster than I usually do. So that's what Bryce Underwood told On3 and The Wolverine. And then we also recently talked about linebacker recruiting for the Wolverines, as Michigan seems to be getting back in the mix of things for both Nick Abrams and DQ Forkpa. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about DQ Forkpa, 4-star linebacker, ranked 240th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings from IMG Academy, and he delayed his commitment. He was supposed to make his commitment on Saturday, but he told Brian Doan of 24/7 Sports that he's still stuck between Florida, Michigan, and Florida State, and that he's just not sure. But according to Sam Webb of the Michigan Insider, he said that there was just been one school in the back of his mind that he just couldn't shake, and that school is Michigan. Now, it's still going to be tough for Michigan to land him and bring him out of state, as both Florida and Florida State trying to keep him in the state of Florida. Florida did receive multiple crystal ball predictions going in their favor, including from Sam Webb. Also, multiple On3 predictions going in Florida's favor. But now he seems to be second guessing things. Michigan definitely in the mix. However, if Florida or Florida State push even harder for him, which it seems like he also might, want them to do that, then he very well could wind up in the state of Florida, and Florida seems more capable of doing that. But Michigan's also going after still Nick Abrams, the 2026 four-star linebacker from the state of Maryland, as a top four of Oregon, Alabama, Michigan, and Georgia, and he will be announcing his decision this Wednesday. And according to Steve Wiltfong, he told Rivals that right now the battle is between three schools: Oregon, Michigan, and Georgia. He said, I think the big thing is comparing all the things I want in a school. Which school is the best in development on and off the field? Where am I going to play where the competition is at its highest in the linebacker room, but also with my teammates? And most importantly, what school at the end of the day felt like home? Now, last week, Brian Doan of 24/7 Sports did say that there was one school that was making a big push for Abrams, and that was Michigan, and it included a substantial discussion about revenue sharing and NIL compensation that now has the Wolverines heavily in the mix, as Michigan is trying to land an elite linebacker in the 2026 class to pair with the intriguing prospect of Markel Dabney, who flipped his commitment from SMU to Michigan. But right now it seems Oregon and Georgia are the front runners with Michigan behind them, but we'll see if Michigan can make a late big push here towards his commitment date to land him, as Brian Jean Mary looking for that elite linebacker commitment in the 2026 class, as linebacker recruiting was not looking too great here recently for the Wolverines. And I know we got a lot of time left until signing day, so even if Michigan does miss on Nick Abrams and DQ Forkpa here, they can still continue to push for him, potentially flip a big linebacker recruit later towards signing day. So it's just having that patience, just waiting, seeing how it all plays out, as obviously it did take Michigan quite a bit of time here to get things going in the 2026 recruiting class, but they eventually did after a big official visit season and a big end of June and early July, where they landed a lot of their commitments to push and get into a top 10 and have a top 10 class here. And speaking about that top 10 class, Michigan, some Michigan commits did move up in the latest On3/Rivals rankings release, as Rivals did release their new rankings, and Carter Meadows remains a 5-star and also moved up one spot to number 5th overall nationally, as the Wolverines were able to beat out rival Ohio State to land his commitment. And Carter Meadows is just one of many talented defensive line commitments in the 2026 recruiting class for the Wolverines. And Michigan's still trying to add another one like Deuce Gerald's, and if they can add him, by far this would be the best defensive line class in the country. Louis Pasito has already proven himself to be one of the best national recruiters. Then also tight end commit Matt Ludwig stayed put at number 91 overall, and then Malachi Lee did stay in the top 100, did drop 8 spots though to number 93, and then Alistair Vallejo, a very deserved moved up from 3-star to the number 60 or 269th overall prospect, as he is Michigan's next Mason Graham right there. A couple other commits that moved up some spots is Titan Davis, moved up 1 spot to number 111th. Julian Walker moved up 8 spots to number 128th. Travis Johnson moved up 6 spots to number 131st, who was a big wide receiver commit for the Wolverines. And then Mikhail Blade moved up 1 spot to number 194th overall. So those are the Rivals rankings. Most people go by 24/7 Sports rankings most of the time, but I did just want to mention that Michigan right now, according to 24/7 Sports 2026 recruiting team rankings, Michigan currently ranked number 8, with hopefully more damage to do here. But with that, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.